Hello, beautiful people. Today's practice was tender. Um, Loss and death and dying is the topic today. Have you gone through that yourself, or have you had someone close to you go through that? Um, we had someone in our neighborhood pass last night, and it was very shocking. And this morning, as I looked over my fence and just looked at his yard and looking at all that the beauty he created back there, and, I got sad. And I was sitting with these emotions and writing in my journal and meditating. And it occurred to me that death is kind of like a play. We have all these characters and people and in our lives. And when they leave the stage, their part is over. We miss them. We miss their role. We miss their character. And yet, when they go off and walk down off the stage, they're walking into a different reality. They're walking down the street. They're going out to dinner. And it kind of occurred to me that, like, when we lose someone, it's kind of like that. They're walking off the stage of our reality and their role in our reality, and they're walking into a different reality that we can't see, and we can't participate with them. And or can we? I mean, there's all that question too. But really, that character and that role that they played in our lives is gone, and it's sad, and we miss it. Yet, I find relief in knowing that they're in a different reality. They are creating somewhere else now. And perhaps they're taking a different role. Maybe they're on a different stage now. And that helped me this morning with this loss that I'm feeling, and the different losses I've had in my life, knowing that they have a different role now, and I don't get to be in the day-to-day with it, but perhaps I can tune into them and feel into the reality where they are. Um, and that the reality and the role that they had in my life really is never gone, because I have them, all the experiences I had with them, and really appreciating all that they added to my life. I didn't know this neighbor very well, but I started to really appreciate all the beauty he created in his yard. And it made me feel really good. And it made me appreciate him, and made me appreciate where his soul might be going to give beauty to another reality. So, losing someone, whether close to us or an acquaintance of ours, it can really question our own mortality, really question life and the mysteries of the universe. Yet there's different ways to look at it, and it is really easy to just get real caught up in the story and just stay stuck in the grief. And that's one way to work through it. But eventually what we have to do is kind of get out of that tight story and have a broader perspective, whether it's psychological, spiritual, mythical, and find a different perspective around it so that we can move forth and live the beauty and love of this embodiment that we have. I lost my dad physically, I guess, 4.5 years ago, and the waves of grief came. And then I learned how to have a different relationship with him, that it wasn't in the body so much, but I could tune into his spirit. I could tune into his, the quirkiness. I could hear his voice, some of the comments that he would, that were typical of him. And it was very soothing, and it still is. Just the other day, even though it's been 4.5 years, I was out in nature with my son, and all of a sudden, like, there he was. I could just feel his energy, and I started talking to him. And it was so fun to have him there, and I could feel that presence of him. So our friends and family, they're in a different reality, but it's not that they're completely gone. They're accessible. They're just gone in the way that maybe we want them to be here, with that physical body presence. And there is an allowance and an acceptance that has to happen of releasing their role in that body from our lives. So I worked with that a little bit today. And, do you have any loss that you're working through right now? And I hope maybe this perspective can lighten it a bit. I know grief can be pretty heavy on our hearts and really prevent us from really going out and living our light. But there's a way to feel grief and then allow ourselves, our light to still shine, right? When my father died, people didn't understand why I was still smiling. But you can have waves of grief and then still smile and still really be grateful for our lives. And maybe in some respect, losing someone physically to death, perhaps it gives us even more gratitude for the life that we're living. And maybe that's the opportunity to smile even more. So grief and loss can be hard. And I really invite you to take a different perspective or have a metaphor of the play and the character just walking off the stage, and that they're going to another reality. And then we can still tune in to their energy, their vibration, the experiences we've had with them. All right. Blessings to your hearts. If you'd like more of these 30-day Brilliant Possibility videos, please just make the subscription button turn red to gray. And please, by all means, in the comments, feel free to share your perspectives or your stories around this topic. I think the more we share and inspire each other, the better that we feel. Okay. Bye.